Hello again. In this video, I wanted to show off my Hobonichi 5-year journal. This is it. I made the cover out of some shorts that didn't fit me anymore, just with hot glue and fabric scraps. I have some keychains on here to make it look cute. But I guess this video is gonna be a mini journal tour because I don't want to show that much of what I'm writing. And then also I wanted to add on an update onto my homemade weeks journal. I guess let's go through it a little bit. Um the pockets are functional, but I try to be careful with them just because I did use hot glue and everything instead of Mod Podge or something more durable. But yeah, I have some supplies in the pockets. These are what I'm using right now to journal. They all have different uses. Like for the pencil, I kind of put in temporary or not entries, but I fill in temporary things like people's addresses with pencil. And then I use the red for my period tracker, which is going to be one of the first things that we see. And then I just use a pen from my college. Yeah, someone gave it to me. I don't remember who. But on the back is where I have my homemade weeks. So I got really lucky that it fit in here because I didn't plan it out to fit in here at all. So yay for me. And then the first page is blank, but this is where we get into the period tracker. I use I don't know what this page is called, but I guess the year monthly page as my period tracker. I got this book in May, so that's why I don't have anything marked for these months, but whatever's underlined as red have been my period days. And I'm actually really excited about these pages because I want to see my period pattern within 5 years. I don't know, I find that so cool. And then I have a page bookmarked that I wanted to show off. I think the one I bookmarked was from yesterday, but I made this bookmark yesterday too. It's just using plastic and hot glue on the sides. As you can tell, I love hot glue. And kind of the setup for my daily entries is I write the day it is, the time that I'm writing the entry, and then pretty much write whatever I want here. And then I always do a little doodle on the left. And then sometimes when I have some stickers, or I guess when I have scraps of stuff that I used or did during the day, I usually stick it here. So I ate a little watermelon candy. I wanted to show another example the day before that. I wrote about my first tattoo. That was very recent. And so again, I had a sticker, and then I did my little doodle, the day and then the time that I wrote the entry. So that's kind of been my format with this journal. And then in the back, each year has a blank page. And so what I want to do is print out a picture of myself within that year. And then pretty much what I'm writing on the sides is stuff that I like that year. So I wrote like Red Wii, the rise and fall of a Midwest princess. I wrote tiramisu, the Perfect Person podcast. It's a collection of things that have made up my personality this year. And then I don't have anything yet for the gifts, but oh yeah, and then these are people's addresses. I'll come back to this. But for this page, my list, I decided to make a list of the possible ways that I can use this journal. So if I ever don't really know what to write about, I can just come back to this page and get ideas from my list. And then this side, I think it translates to, I actually don't remember what it translates to exactly, but it's pretty much like stuff that you like. I remember one of them used to say like YouTuber and stuff like that, but I didn't really care to write that down, so instead I just decorated the page with some scraps that I had, which I love. I love Animal Crossing. I love Lief. This tree I got from the Animal Crossing sticker book, which, let me bring that over. I cut it out from this book, which also has stickers, obviously, but you see, I'll just have random pages where I have stuff cut out. I remember really liking using these for my reflection journal. And then another page that is cut out. So I believe it was like one of these pages where I cut out the tree from. So yeah, that's kind of what I use this book for. So I love this page. And then, oh, let me go over this too. So the calendars, I have my period tracker. The gifts page, my ideas are kind of like writing people's birthdays in that page, or maybe making it into a gratitude list in a way, because gratitude, it's like having a gift. But remember this page, so I think that one is this page. I wanted to save this for when I complete all 5 years of the journal. I just wanted to, I guess, have this as the closing, the closing entry in a way. I don't have to do it like exactly the last day of the year, but maybe it'll be my way of reflecting on this journal in total with all 5 years collected. So I'm saving that page. And then here, personal notes, I have my name, address, phone number. That's why I covered it, but I wanted to show off my sticker that I got in a sticker pack from Five Below. But the reason why I was going to come back to this page is because, I don't know, I guess I wanted to share that I have pen pals. So, like with my friends. So I have their names, addresses, phone numbers. Yeah, I don't know, I just find it kind of interesting because I feel like a lot of people don't fill in their address pages. So if you have pen pals or want to have pen pals, you could use the address pages for that. But I don't know if I want to update the weeks first or if I should talk about these two things. Okay, let me talk about this first because then it'll lead into this. So my update with the homemade weeks is that I figured out what I wanted to do with the year index. And pretty much what I'm using it for is to keep track of the days that I've journaled in this 5-year journal. And so that leads me into talking about what this planner is, because based on entries, or they're not really entries, but I like would schedule my weeks with this college planner. Based on the days in this planner, I've been able to go back into my Hobonichi and fill in days that happened before I even owned this journal. And so yeah, this is just like one of my favorite things from this week's planner, because I just like seeing the progress. I have a lot filled in for January. I think I am done with January based on this book. So this is the 15th. Let me see what January 15th looked like. But I'm assuming like school hadn't started yet and that's why it's empty. So as you can see, the 15th is empty, so that's why I don't have anything to write about. But whenever I don't have anything in this journal, I actually go back to my photos and see if I have any photos from that day that I could journal about. And I'm pretty sure with January, I already double checked the planner and my photos, and so these days didn't have anything. So with those empty days, I don't really know what to do. I might leave them blank and then just use the page for more space for next year, if that makes sense. So let's go back to January 15th here. Or I guess the 17th because it's empty. So since it's empty, I might just, for this year, start writing up here and then have all of this space. I might do that. I don't really know if I want to. I was also thinking maybe I can just go back into this day and maybe answer one of my prompts at the end of the book and then just date it so that I know what day I actually wrote it on. And that way I know I didn't actually write it January 17th. So that's something that I've been thinking about. I don't know what I'm gonna do though, which for now doesn't really matter because as you can see, I have a lot of empty entries I have to fill in before I even go back to the ones that don't have an entry at all from this book. But I have my colored pencils out because that's what I use in my prompts. I think I can show this one. Or I don't think I can because it has names. But this is from Ciclavia. And I actually saved the sticker that I got from one of the booths. So yeah, this is an example of how I use the colored pencils. Because I used to try to use crayons, but it did not last. So this is an example of the crayons. It does look decent, but it just doesn't look as good as the colored pencils. And then this also smudges on the next page because the crayons are waxy. So that's why I switched over to the colored pencils. And then also with the pencils, obviously you can get a more detailed picture. There's actually this one. I love this one. I just love how the steak and eggs turned out. But yeah, that's my update on how I use this page, which I really love. And then an update on how I'm using the planner. I have a page marked out already. Let me use the bookmark to kind of cover up some of the words. There you go. Like, it's not that secretive, but I do want to keep some of the words private. But okay, this is an example of how I used one of the back empty pages to include in the weekly planning, because usually in my pages, okay, in case you didn't see my first video, which I understand it's a really long video, but the way I set up the weeks was the way the Hobonichi weeks is, with the dates and days on the left and then having empty space on the right. But what I did with this was that I actually had like a work meeting and I wasn't at home to take notes. I had this planner with me. So what I did was I went to one of the empty pages in the back. I took my notes, which is what you see here, and then I untied the twine. I moved the page to this week, and now it's all nicely organized, so my notes are in the week that I took the notes instead of it being in the back of the book. So this is what it looks like now. So this page used to not be here and it would look like this, but now I have my notes here too included, which I really like. I think that was kind of the point I was trying to make in my first video, that I wanted this notebook to be versatile and I wanted to be able to do, or I wanted to be able to move things around when I needed it. And so this is a good example of me using it the way I wanted to. And I didn't end up adding any of the things I said I was going to in the pack. Like, I remember I said I wanted to add a ruler and then maybe like a survival guide, which I still might do, but do I really need it? I don't know. The survival guide, you never know when you would need that anyway. But with the ruler, I don't know, am I really gonna use this book as a ruler? Who knows? But maybe if I'm bored one day, I'll just doodle that in real quick. And then I think my last update is I added an empty page here because I realized that when I went to the grocery store, or let me backtrack a little bit for context. In my first video, I had said that I want to include a pocketbook in the front so that I could have my Trader Joe's receipts in the front, because I like to use my receipts as a grocery store checklist. And so this page that's underneath this one, maybe you can see it a little bit, it has writing right here, and pretty much it has my name and my number, and it used to be just my first page. And so when I was in the store, it felt really weird opening up the first page and just automatically seeing my name and phone number. So again, I took a page from the back and I moved it to the front to keep that more private. So yeah, that's something else that I changed about the notebook. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the update on this. I guess that ends how I use my Hobonichi 5-year journal. I did record when I made this cover, but I recorded it vertically, so I don't know if I'll post that on YouTube unless I make like a YouTube short or something, but I have no idea how to make that, but I can look into it. I don't know. I also did start an Instagram account for, I guess, this channel, but I haven't posted anything on it. I might post what I recorded, or when I recorded the creation of this cover to that Instagram account, But I don't know, I'll see if I'm up for it. Cause with this channel, I guess I'm just trying to share my hobbies. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean though? Like, since I just want to show off my hobbies, do I really want to make an Instagram reel or YouTube short? I don't know. I made the Instagram just in case I wanted to in the future, and that way no one would take the name. I don't know. I'm trying to look ahead, but for now, I don't really plan on using the Instagram that much. Unless you guys want me to post it as an Instagram reel or as a YouTube short. I know it's really early in the channel, so not really a lot of people have seen my channel. So if I don't get a response, then I'll leave it up to me. I'll leave it up to what I think I should do. But yeah, that's kind of the end of the video. Do you guys want to see my nails as the outro? I just finished them today. Okay, bye!